Reynatis. This game has a perfect dodge, so it makes it into parry review. This game is a bit different, so let me get into it. You see that energy bar in the lower part of the screen? While that bar is diminishing, while it's getting depleted, you attack. But once it depletes, while it's filling up, then you can do perfect dodges. Right? So there is the attacking state and the defensive state. Now you can more or less attack whenever you want, but it's ideal to refill your bar all the way back up if your plan is to attack. Now, when you're attacking, you can also dodge. But, important, when you're in the attacking state, you cannot perfect dodge. You can only like regular dodge and not perfect dodge. In order to perfect dodge, you need to be in the defensive state. Meaning your bar needs to be filling up and not depleting. Now, I'm still only in the beginning of this game. I still played it for like a solid hour and a half. So even though I'm still in the beginning and I might be like calling it too early, this game is kinda too easy. It's a little bit too easy. I also haven't made up my mind about if it's a good thing or a bad thing that this game has like a defensive phase and an attacking phase. It's not turn-based because you can jump and dodge whenever. However, if your energy bar in the bottom middle of the screen is depleted, you can't attack. You need at least some amount of energy in order to attack. You'll also notice that when I perfect dodge, when I'm in the defensive state and I perfect dodge, like there's like this circle that appears and you gotta hold down the dodge button and then you release it once the circle fully fills up. Even though that's an interesting mechanic, it's not really a good one because it should be instant. It should be instant. That little cutscene that plays as the circle fills up, it's kind of like a waste of time. It's a very unnecessary animation. It's filler, basically. And it would be best if it were instant, right? Kind of like the way the Isen is in Onimusha. And I know I've mentioned Onimusha a million times in this channel, but it's the truth. It has the best mechanic for counterattacks. And any game that has parries or counterattacks should be trying to make their parries and counterattacks like the way they are in Onimusha. This is a good try. This is a good honest try. Like this mechanic with the circle filling up. It's a new thing that's unique. It's just not very good. It's time wasty. It's filler. It's fluff. It's pure fluff. You know, it's fat that needs to be trimmed. Even though the idea comes from a good place of creativity, you know, I can at least recognize that. But it's just executed very poorly, and it might have worked in their minds in theory, but in practice, in practical execution, it's just like weird. So as I mentioned, when you don't have energy, you can't attack. So it really is like a turn-based game, but that it's like full of action. But it's still turn-based because you don't have any energy, you can't attack. So now you have to dodge, so you can refill your energy so that you can attack. So the rhythm of the combat in this game basically goes like, I attack you, now you attack me, now I attack you, now you attack me. It's like, so like, now I'm in the dodging phase, in the defensive phase where I dodge, and now my defensive phase is over, and now I'm going to attack you because this is the beginning of my attacking phase. It's like a weird formality. This game has like that dynamic of the energy bar and the defense and the offense, it creates like a strange formal dynamic, kind of like when you dress up for a job interview. If you've ever dressed up for a job interview, it's like, oh, this is me, I'm very professional, I'm all dressed up. And so the rhythm of the combat adheres very strictly to this give and take of like offense and defense. And again, I don't know where I stand with it, which is a bad sign because usually when I don't know where I stand in regards to something, it usually means that it's bad. Again, all of these decisions come from a good place of creativity, you know, they come from a good place. You know, someone had an idea, they wanted to execute their idea, but again, it works in theory, but in practice, it's just really strange and sloppy. Now, you might be thinking that I was gonna give this game a low score or something. I'll get to that soon enough. As you can see, we're in a boss fight right now. This boss is the only boss I've fought so far. He's a damage sponge. This boss is like a gigantic damage sponge, and again, you're doing the whole dance of like, now I'm attacking, now I'm defending and you're attacking, now I'm gonna go back to attacking you while you're unable to attack me, and I can just wail on you until my energy is completely depleted, and you can go back to attacking me again. It's just very strange. Again, not necessarily a bad idea, just poorly executed. And yeah, I haven't fought any other bosses, but if they're all like this, they're all gigantic damage sponges, and it's like a waiting game, you defeating them. The only time I've ever died in this game is in like this unwinnable battle that you're supposed to lose, and that's the only time I've ever died. During every single other instance, I have never been at risk of dying or losing in this game. And that is part of why the execution it's kind of weird. This game is like a great idea that doesn't work. That's what this game really feels like. And I'm not gonna give it a low score, because I actually really like and appreciate the creative direction in which this game was going, but it just doesn't work. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, I have never been at risk of losing in the entire hour that I've played this game so far. It's like I'm always just like winning and wiping the floor with everybody. Right, except for that one unwinnable battle that I was supposed to lose according to the story and the lore of the game. So I'm feeling generous, right? So on the parry metric, right? It's a perfect dodge, but anyway, it goes in the parry metric. 6 out of 10 on the parry metric. And on the fun and enjoyment scale, 6 out of 10 as well. This is very rare for me. I need you guys to understand that this is a high score with everything considered. This is me giving this game a high score. Especially considering the fact that first there's like walking and talking. Like the fights in this game, you don't go, it's not like Elden Ring where you can like find yourself in a fight without you knowing it. This game is like Pokemon in the sense that you get into encounters. And also cutscenes. I mean, all the cutscenes, they're skippable, you can skip them. But I mean, still cutscenes, it's like, ugh, I mean, Jesus, it's so annoying. So you guys know that I hate walking simulators and that type of stuff. And the fact that I gave this game a 6 out of 10 in its total rating, right, in the total score, I give it a 6 out of 10. It's kind of a big deal for me because this game has a lot of things I don't like. It's like a walking simulator whenever you're outside of combat. You're just walking a bunch for no reason. It has cutscenes. I mean, you can skip them, so I'm not gonna shit so much on the cutscenes. But even with all of that, and even with the strange combat that this game has, I still gave it an above average rating. Like I gave it more than 5, which is a lot considering how strange this game is. I think I'm gonna keep playing it just to see if it like gets harder, if this game just gets harder at any point, or if the difficulty increases. I will say though that I'm not disappointed, I'm just like surprised. I'm just like bewildered at this game and what it is. But yeah, I think that's all I can possibly say. So thanks for watching, take care, and enjoy.